Hey, good morning to you. Happy Sunday, everybody. Mark again here, WeatherMan Plus. Now I'm showing that we have still major snowstorms coming, multiple of them, and potential ice storms coming out of it. It is trending all over the place. Now I know you're going to see multiple runs, multiple videos of these models. What I'm going to bring to the table is show you all the percentages and what's the chances of the outcome of you getting snow or ice or just rain out of this. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. I am all year long. Matter of fact, support everybody on YouTube, guys, because not only have we been here for y'all for the last 5 to 8 years, helping keeping you safe every day, there's going to be a lot of information out on these storms, and it's going to affect so many people. You need to get as much information as you can to make sure you prepare and get ready for this, because it is coming. Now, I got this on NAM 4K, because this is literally starting from the 1st to the 5th. It's not going to get bad until the 3rd to the 5th. But it is trending so many things on these models. It is unbelievable. But I'm going to show you the data first. Make sure you share the video. Let people know what the information is and what the chances of them getting the outcome on this severe weather that is coming. And make sure you like the video, guys. If y'all do like these updates on the percentages, let me know. Now, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. So we're just going to take it one storm at a time, guys, until we have this all mapped out on what the impacts are so everybody knows what to expect. Now, there is some severe weather coming towards Texas first. After the severe weather for Texas and the potential flooding, we're going to have this storm coming. We're going to have the Clipper coming in the upper Midwest. But this is all going to come to fruition as you go into the second. We got the cold Arctic air coming in on the second. We have this big high pressure on the southeast, bringing all this warm tropical moisture to this system and just feeding it the precipitation it needs to create the ice, the freezing rain, and the snowfall. And if you want to know what the difference is in the chances of this trending, you can go back actually 7 or 8 runs and see that this has been showing the whole time on GFS that this storm is happening. And a majority of them do take it no matter what. This is going deep into Texas and bringing snow, ice, freezing rain. This storm is starting in Texas. Now, the surface low forming up over Louisiana, I'm showing that that will actually start up somewhere around the Tennessee, Kentucky Valley. But you can see as it goes up through the 3rd, through the Ohio Valley, through the Great Lakes, and to northeast for the 4th, bringing rainfall, ice, and snowfall. Now, let me go through what your chances are of you getting this. First, let me show you your totals. Now, for tomorrow going into Tuesday, you do have some thunderstorms in this green for Texas, and you are in a marginal right here for severe weather. That's for hail and possible wind damage for 5%. It's not for tornadoes. But here's your cities and your states affected for the severe weather from Monday going into Tuesday. Corpus Christi, Texas, Victoria, Texas, Kingsville, Texas, Alice, Texas, and Portland, Texas. And you actually have a chance for some flash flooding as well. You're in a marginal area in this green, and you're in a slight risk in this yellow for flash flooding, excessive rainfall. This is going from Monday into Tuesday. And here's your chart from National Weather Service of your precipitation amounts. And you can see where your area is at for the green, the blue, the pink, and the red. Now, all the way up to the blue gets up to 1 inch. Once you get from that pink towards the red, that's when you get towards 2 inches. But that dark red is going anywhere from 3 to 4 inches of rainfall expected. Just be aware for flash flooding, guys. Now, as we look at the data, the Arctic oscillation according to the Euro, you can see with the cold air coming down, it is starting to come down on the 30th at the end of the month. And there is going to be even colder air coming in from the 2nd through the 4th before it goes up on this high ridge to the northeast. And that's what's pulling this storm to the northeast. It's this cold air leaving, and you will be in a high ridge. See also with the GFS, which sees a little bit further, shows the same data. You have a little cold air coming in at the end of the month, but it's going to be even colder and deeper as you go from the 2nd through the 4th of February. As we go up on this warm up right after that, and a chance for another one to come on the 11th or around the 15th. I've been showing for a while that we do have cold air coming all the way to the middle of this month before we go into the above average temperatures, and it all stays on the west side of the country. Now, as you look at your NAO, your North Atlantic Oscillation, according to the Euro, it lets you know if you're going to a trough or a ridge from the central to the east side of the country. You can see it is going into a trough around the end of the month, and we're going into another one around the 3rd or 4th. And you can see how Euro retracted back to where it's not going to be so deep. It's going to be about the same as the first one, where it's not in Texas that deep. Also showing there's a chance for that next one coming sometime after the 9th. Now, GFS sees this first trough at the end of the month and that second one for the 3rd and 4th, but it does take it a little bit deeper than the first one. And it's been trending that for quite some time, that this will go into Texas, guys. But you will be going up on a high ridge as you go from the 4th to the 6th. And that will bring this storm that forms up on the 3rd and 4th from the deep south. And it'll bring it up towards Ohio Valley in the northeast on a high ridge, where it won't make it too far into the northeast. You'll be getting a lot of rain. And GFS confirms that that next one is not going to be until around the 10th or the 11th. It has retracted back. It thought it was on the 11th, but you see the update, it retracted back and said it's going to come later. That's why we're taking it just one storm at a time. Give this all the chance to get correct. Now let's go through what the impacts are first, and then I'll show you what your chances are for your area to get what you're going to get, guys. As you look for the GFS and see for the precipitation, you can see the heavy rainfall that's going to be coming in Texas for the severe weather they have. Monday going into Tuesday, the worst part of it. But then we're going to get this track of this heavy precipitation coming all the way from Texas, all across the central U.S. and Ohio Valley, and then end up in the northeast by the 4th. I think by the 5th is the latest that we've been seeing. But all this red that you see here is all indicative from anywhere to 2 to 3 inches of rainfall expected. All this orange is 1.5 inches. That's a lot of heavy rainfall everywhere. And all these dark spots is anywhere from 4 to 6 inches. So starting with the GFS, starting on the 1st, you can see how this new snowfall rating takes it all the way into Texas. Major snowfall all across the central and Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes as it goes up on the 4th towards the northeast. Coast getting maybe some freezing rain and rainfall. So far not showing any snow. I'm going to show your chances of getting snow. And GFS takes it crazy to where it's a foot up to 2 feet as it goes across. Guys, these totals will come down, but I will keep you updated on the new percentages every day. You can also see for the sleet and the ice that it shows major impacts on all this storm coming. Now the Ural is only one that's not showing it being major, but all the other models is showing this heaviness of this precipitation change. You're going to have snow, freezing rain, ice, and rain. So it is going to be a lot of each according to the models, guys. And it just takes it anywhere from 2 to 3 inches on up to 4 inches towards Ohio Valley, which is still heavy amounts. I will keep you updated, but it is trending. Now the Ural don't show as much precipitation as National Weather Service said that you will be getting. That's what GFS is seeing, guys. But at the same time, all the precipitation that's coming through this whole track all the way to the 4th, Ural takes it a little further south, while all the rest of the models takes it straight up to the intercoastal northeast. Now, Ural did see the heavy snowfall for the nor'easter y'all just had, but it did not see the eastern push that it did do. That was by GFS. And the totals of Ural seen was, according to the Kachira, because of the cold temperatures coming, but still, it showed 40-some inches, and it didn't hit that high. And the Ural sees this as heavy, major snowfall as well. It takes it a little further south where the northeast does get some snowfall. It's the only model that is showing that so far, but I will show you percentages. As you see, major snowfall all the way from Texas to the Ohio Valley. But when it comes to the sleet or ice, Ural just takes it as sporadic, where all the other models shows it will be a very thin line, just like y'all had in the northeast. Some people got 3 inches. 20 miles down the road got 12 inches. It was just a crazy gradient of how much precipitation and snowfall y'all got. This right here don't match up with what's coming with the temperatures. It's literally going to be 60s hitting 40s and 30s. Now the Canadian agrees as well as the GFS that it is going to be a very heavy line of major ice that is coming with this storm. It does keep it all the way from 2 to 4 inches all the way to the Ohio Valley in the northeast. But once again, I will show you your chances of this coming out. Snowfall also, the Canadian does show that it's major all the way from Texas to the intercoastal northeast. And it shows a foot of snow from Texas all the way to 2 feet of snow for the Ohio Valley, just like the GFS has showed, guys. And this literally starts in just a few days. So when we go through the ensembles and see what the chances are of this storm forming up, you see it does get a surface low, but it disappears and goes away literally to an upper level low. You can see the curved lines in the storm. It is literally an upper level low just forming up. The surface low pressure will not form up according to the ensembles until it gets right past Louisiana into Mississippi, then go across the Tennessee, Kentucky Valley and go up to the northeast. And that's what brings us here. Let me show you everything. This right here shows you your precipitation type of what you're going to get according to all the ensemble members. So you can see what the trends are and what the most likely spot is going to be. And as you go into the second, you can see it starts getting up some rain, some freezing rain, some ice, and you also get some snow that does pass through Texas. And it does trend on all the ensembles, guys. All the ensembles are showing it, but the one you want to pay attention to is this one right here. This is your controlled member. This is your most likely outcome out of all the ensembles. And you can see as you go from the second to the third, it does bring rain, freezing rain, and snow into Texas as it comes through. And as you go through the ensembles for all the precipitation, you can see the first ensemble of your storms does show in the controlled member that it will be heavy precipitation in Texas. It's not going to be sporadic and spread out. As this next system passes through, brings severe weather to the south, but you do have a second chance to come after the first 5 days for another system to come even lower, into our system. Now the average right here shows you that the next system will be lower also and bring precipitation again to the south. Another potential southern snow. But taking it one storm at a time, you can see as we go from the second, the third, and the fourth for Texas, you can see all the snowfall, all the chances showing major snowfall. But the controlled member does confirm right here that it's not going to go that deep. On the first one, it's not going to deepen until later, and Texas is not getting snow, maybe 1 inch in the gray and 2 inches in a panhandle of Texas. And the Great Lakes, as this storm forms up, a little after 48 hours on the second and the third. This is when the storm's coming through for you. You're going to have the rain, you're going to have the snow, the freezing rain, and the ice. According to all the ensembles, it is coming, guys. But if you want to see who's really going to get it, you look at this first one right here. This is your controlled member. And so far, the outcome shows that by the second, the rain moves in. There's your snow line right there for northern Indiana, northern Illinois, across Oklahoma, Kansas, a little bit of southern Wisconsin, going across Michigan, and then as it goes across northern Ohio, and a little bit of the intercoastal northeast. The rest of y'all is going to be seeing rain, sleet, and freezing rain. And a lot of y'all are going to be seeing a lot of rain, because a lot of this rain is going to be a little south of what the temperatures are. And you can see all the ensembles how you are getting major rain coming, so please prepare for some possible flash flooding, guys. But you can see right here in a controlled member that it is not going to the upper Midwest, that all the precipitation is going to be in the south, all the heavy precipitation with the rainfall. I'll show the chances of the snowfall has to be a little northern, and y'all going to get rain for the Ohio Valley. So as you look just for the first storm and see what the snowfall rates are, you can see how it brings major snowfall to everybody. Southern Ohio Valley, northern Ohio Valley. But the average shows that it will go up on that high ridge like I showed you with the NAO, and it will bring major snowfall all the way from Texas, all the way straight up Illinois and across Michigan into Canada, guys. That is the pattern that is going so far. That is the average of all these ensembles. Even though you do see major snowfall for 2 feet, it's not showing that that's going to be the average. It's just one of the runs of one of the ensembles right now. This is your outcome most likely to happen out of all these members showing major snowfall for the Ohio Valley. And you can see as the storm comes in for the second and the third, it starts bringing the rainfall, the snowfall. Then as it goes into the fourth, it continues to bring the snowfall for northern Ohio. A lot of rainfall for the northeast. And as you go into fourth, it's intercoastal northeast and rainfall for the coast of the northeast that just had the nor'easter. It looks like you're going to be getting a lot of rain. I know you see a lot of differences out here in the ensembles. This is the one you pay attention to, guys. It's the controlled member. This is most likely the area of where all this precipitation and outcome is going to be. All the snowfall, all the rain is just going to be for this controlled member. The rest of these show what the other possibilities can be, but this is your average. Also the northeast. This is going from the third into the fourth when it affects you. And you can see how your precipitation is heavy. A lot of it does take it for the Ohio Valley. Some take it for the northeast as well, even light for the northeast. Now the average does show that this will go up on that high ridge, and it will get lighter as it gets towards the northeast. So you might see 1 to 3 inches of snow somewhere on the intercoastal northeast. The heavy snowfall will be that drops from Texas towards Michigan and Canada. And you can see that here on your snowfall ratings as we go by, that you see a lot of major snowfall in a lot of these models. Even this one right here brings some major a little more to the coast, very much on the intercoastal. But the average shows that it will be very light snowfall for the northeast out of this. This is going straight across Michigan and straight into Canada, guys. That is the controlled member. But remember, I will keep you updated every day on these percentages and what the outcome most likely will be, because it will be multiple storms. After we get this first one, it's been showing that we will have a second one that will come around for the mid-Atlantic. So far, it's not showing it being too major. It did show a lot of ice before. This has changed, guys. That's why we keep this updated just with the first storm. And there is a chance for another one to come in the south as you go through the 8th, and that goes up to the Ohio Valley as well. So I will keep you updated one storm at a time. So please share this information, let everybody know what the true outcome possibility is for the impacts of what is coming. It helps people prepare a little better. And don't forget to support your YouTube weather people that's been here for a long time for all you guys. We love you. Believe that. Ecclesiastes 3. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill, and a time to heal. A time to break down, and a time to build up. A time to weep, and a time to laugh. A time to mourn, and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get, and a time to lose. A time to keep, and a time to cast away. A time to rend, and a time to sow. A time to keep silence, and a time to speak. A time to love, and a time to hate. A time of war, and a time of peace. What profit hath he that worketh, and that wherein he laboureth? I have seen the travail which God hath given to the sons of men to be exercised in it. He hath made everything beautiful in his time. Also he hath set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that God maketh from the beginning to the end. I know that there is no good in them, but for a man to rejoice and to do good in his life. And also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of all his labor. It is the gift of God. I know that whatsoever God doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. And God doeth it that men should fear before him. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and God requireth that which is past. And moreover I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. I said in mine heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. I said in my heart concerning the state of the sons of men, that God might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts. Even one thing befalleth them. As the one dieth, so dieth the other. Yes, they have all one breath. So that a man hath no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. All go unto one place, all are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth? Wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better than that a man should rejoice in his own works, for that is his portion. For who shall bring him to see what shall be after him? Amen. God bless you all today. Have a very blessed day today. I did see Massachusetts had 120,000 without power, mostly around Cape Cod, and it is getting better. It's down to 60,000, so that's good. They're working on it fast. Have a very blessed day, guys. Thank you so much for visiting my channel today. Please share the information. Help others understand what this next pattern is, because it is coming all the way to the middle of February. All power, all glory does go to Yahweh, God of Jacob, your father. Amen. Hallelujah, guys. Have a very blessed Sunday. I'll see you in the morning.